старую часть города. Сейчас мы идем на экскурсию по городу. Постараемся снять, если нам разрешат. Если Эвелин перестанет разговаривать постоянно. Портить видео. Сейчас 9 часов утра. Народу мало. Пока что здесь мало народу. Через полчаса начнется движуха. Ждем, куда перейти.
Used to be a bank, now it's a bar and grill.
Бежим. Бежим, Пуся. Вот старая часть города, старые улицы. Приближаемся к центру города. Жутко опаздываем, но ничего. Подождут. Камера, наверное, трясется, как не знаю что. В городе ремонтные работы. Меняют брусчатку, или как это называется. Это приурочено к следующему году. Следующий год будет город культуры. Город культуры. So how old is this building then?
Early 1900s, that one.
We do it with the little girls and we went, yeah.
Looks older.
It does, yeah.
Mali. Mali's coming. Ah, here's Mali.
How's the best tour guide in England?
After you! After you!
These stories are true.
Is it us?
Yeah, it's great at the land tree.
There's one of the characters.
He put Wilberforce house.
It was put in place, I think, by the contractor down the road here, but it was then handed over to our highways section to do all the paperwork and stuff. So it depends what you want to do. Oh, right, yeah. Right, if I was you, I would go to Sheila Henley because she's kind of in charge of the highways section. She'll be able to give you some more ideas on it. But as I say, I think it was handed over to them because it wasn't actually put in place to do all the review works and everything else. So I don't think they had. If you're struggling with the curry, I'll bring the office. So,
And this brings us to, I think, the best thing the City Council ever did in terms of tourism, the museums project. So the linked all our big museums together. So you've got Wilberforce House, you've got Street Life, you've got Huntington's Riding, and you've got the Arctic Corsair on the river as well. And if you think they're open 7 days a week, they're free to go around. Next year they're extending the opening hours as well, so they're opening earlier on Sundays from 11 o'clock. On Thursdays they're opening until 7:30 evening, which is brilliant. So we have one of the best museum services in the country. For one reason, we've got 6 cultures and our museums are so good. And this is a great house, Wilberforce House. It dates back to about 16th century. And this is where the great man, William was born in the year 1759 as the MP for Hull and then for Yorkshire. And the MP helped pass the abolition of the slave trade bill through Parliament. It's right along with the most famous son of the city. And the museum tells the story of the campaign. It's really interesting. I find it really upsetting as well. It shows you how horrific the trade was. It brings home how much it was hated by the Bristol merchants and the Liverpool merchants because of their trade. He was trying to get rid of, because Hull wasn't really involved in the trade as such. It was mainly the western ports like Liverpool and Bristol that were involved as well. And they were Baltic merchants. They traded with the Baltic, the Wilberforces. They were merchants, and the ships used to berth right outside the house there. All the goods would be brought in, then be loaded up and sent on the journeys. You can tell from such a big house they were very wealthy with the Wilberforces.
No.
Why did I forward like holes all over? I'm out all day. All day, not contactable. All 10 pounds a day.
Street Light Museum. Thank you.
Yeah, this is fantastic, the museum. Got buses, trams, recorded conversations, you have a ride on a stagecoach upstairs. All credit to museums as well, especially during the holidays, like now they've got special events on for the kids. Yeah. The trails are on the museums as well, so it really is a great service. So they're not ordinary museums, they're really high quality, hands-on everything.
They'll cancel on Monday for the flower in the event.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they have workshops, don't they? And it's got a long title, that one though. I was only a kid, but I knew I wanted to be Amy. That's the title of the thing. Hull University invested on the city, so this is a research university. Oh, it's called WISE. It stands for the Wilberforce Institute for the Study of Slavery and Emancipation, so WISE. And because despite the efforts of Wilberforce and people like that, slavery still goes on around the world, as we know, and people trafficking and civil rights abuses. And that's what they do, they investigate all that, and they call that the names on the wall, so civil rights campaigners, activists up there as well. They're looking for suggestions. If you think of anybody deserving, then
To go on the wall.
yeah. This is nice, isn't it? It's quite recent, this thing.
Nice that, yeah.
My kids absolutely love just running that maze. That's all they do. 10 and 6. They just spend hours.
a picture of it?
Yeah, we've done that, yeah. Well, what for a few years though? Yeah, I was thinking that.
Told.
I think that's like one of the only ones that are left.
Oh.
There used to be one in there, but then they replaced it with moss.
To try the likeness copy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but it's good anyway, you know, it's the insult of it. So, yes, you've got probably my favourite museum, East Riding, which is the Archaeological and Natural History Museum. So that's the, yeah, it's got all the, like the boats in there. It's got the mosaics, the row mosaics on in there. And these guys are brilliant because they take on a guided tour Wednesday, Saturdays and Sundays around the Arctic Fossil. Again, it's real fascinating. That's another really good one, yeah. Yeah.
I do have to go with that. And except for like the Spain. You have to plan up and down there.
You
I
struggle on
struggle
that.
getting up and down there.
I know, I'm not really good on that.
Fish are here, some of the fish are here.
Yeah.
Some of the fish are here, just
They're
down
out
where
there.
the cat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think it is? Because some people don't look up.
Yeah.
Don't look at the
I was
sound.
just going to say, is there an issue with the sounding? Well, yeah, with these arrows. It's got
Oh, yeah.
wheels and
Oh, we had another trail. It was specifically for 2007. It was the Walking with Wilberforce Trail. It was the celebration. It was the anniversary of the abolition of the slave trade. So there was a trail. I understand this is getting refurbished. And then across the road, it's a bit of a shame in a way. So that's our best kept secret. That's called Maester House. It belongs to the National Trust. They look after historic buildings. Really sad story about the old house. It burnt down in a massive fire. And Henry Maester, he lost his wife, his young son, and 2 of the maids died. So 4 people died in the fire. So it got completely rebuilt in the 1740s. And from the outside, it's a really fine-looking Georgian house. But why it's owned by the trust, this is the one that's got that spectacular staircase, goes right to the top of the building, like you find in a stately home rather than a townhouse. And it's leased out. Well, it was leased out to Gelder and Kitchen, the architects, but they've gone into administration, so sadly they've left. So we used to get in Mondays to Fridays. They used to keep it open so you could have a look in the staircase. So we can't get in at the
So
moment.
you can't get round it, can you?
No, so we're hoping. I'm hoping they've got a caretaker and somebody like that just to keep it open so people can have a look around it. Yeah, I think that's I think it's on the timer. I think.
is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shame Gallery Kitchen been around for over 100 years as well. So.
Supposed to be some fish.
What's that?
Some more fish down here.
Oh yeah, there's that's that app you can get on your phone. It's a little trail down High Street. So, I think they only launched it like a few days ago, so I had the details from them.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's like it gives you a picture of what the high street used to look like. You know, if you stand at number 7, you've got
Right,
that.
okay.
And
It's
then
like now and what it was like.
down there, there's all down High Street. These little streets down to the river called the States. It's got STAITH, and they just widened it for a car to a slate. And the idea was the workmen used to take the cars to where the ships were waiting, unload all the goods from the ships onto the cars, and take them back to the warehouses. And that's all part of the fascination of High Street when you walk along. This This one's real good though. Can you see on the edge of the steps, the cobbles, can you see the grooves where they've been worn away, where the parts have been dragged along? And they had to put these on. These probably came off ships, and there's some angles scraping the bricks, and even above you see the scrape coming down the side there. You get a little sense of history. Then that building there is a very popular vegetarian restaurant called Hitchcock's, which they still do it. If you book it before anybody else, you can choose the theme of the night, so it's big buffet style. It's real relaxed as well. You can take your own food. Really good. I'm not vegetarian, but I like quite a good food.
I'm vegetarian. I have been there.
It's still good. And this is where City of Culture live. This is their offices. So you can visit Hull and East Yorkshire, and the events team all live at number 40 High Street. So if you get shooting. Right. Yeah.
Thanks.
And then this is beautiful in the old time. There's all these little alleyways in Corrie, guys, and there's a real secret here. It's called Crow House. It's got C-R-O-W-L-E. It belongs to a merchant called George Crow. Can you see he's got his initials at the top, G-C, on the left, and his wife was Eleanor, E-C, on the right. And the great thing is, it's got the date on it, 1664. That's very handy, that, because the same builder built Wilberforce House. It's a real similar style of building, so the date on it confirms the date of Wilberforce House.
Why is the door open?
Well, it's used as offices still. There's only that bit of it left that's really old, and then the rest is like warehouses and then offices down there.